The following review is going to be on Kingdom Transformers Core Class Hot Rod. Stay tuned. Rodimusbill here, and today we're going to do a review on Autobot Hot Rod. This is the latest Transformers Kingdom Warfare Cybertron Trilogy Core Class figure. Now he's also in the new Legacy line. First we'll take a look at the pack. It is Transformers Generations. You've got Autobot Hot Rod, the Transformers logo, Hot Rod and his sword. There's the UPC if anybody wants it. And basically robot, 2 car and 8 steps, and that's about it. Now I've already opened this guy and played with him. So we're just gonna get everything out real quick. And first we'll show you the directions. Now, one thing I missed out on, since this is Kingdom Legacy, it doesn't have the QR code that I'm sure the Legacy Hot Rod will come. And I'll show you that later with Iguanus. Basically, you put the sword in his hand. And then this tells you to put the sword on top of the spoiler. And you can also put it right there in that hole, and we'll do that later. Next, we'll look at the actual sword. It is blue and red. It's got a little detail on it. Now, what the deal is, you get Skywarp, Iguanus, and Hot Rod, and all 3 weapons combine to form one big weapon. And it's got a 3mm port right there. And now for Hot Rod. Now, first thoughts, looking at this, with all the pictures, I was a little nervous about what he'd be, since the quality of the Core Class figure has been so high with Optimus and Starscream. But it looks like they took a step down with this Hot Rod. And they probably could have done a lot better than this. But we'll take it. And he's not really bad in person. Is he better than I thought he'd be? Yes, but it's still lacking. Now, first we'll take a look at the face. Very good Hot Rod face. You got the blue eyes, the gray face, and the red helmet. And then you got the yellow flames on the chest on top of the orange with the Autobot symbol. You got the wheels, you got the red arms. You got the chrome pipe on the arms. Go down, there's the waist. You got the yellow thighs, which is pretty accurate. And then you got the red feet, and here's where he loses it. You've got this huge, the whole part of his front of his car and top folds onto the legs. They're hollow. And the back, people complain about the empty head, but you know what? You can't even see that. And some people do take this off like that and plug it in here. That gives Hot Rod that kind of a look. But you're supposed to put this in here because this little peg folds into that one, and that's how he snaps in, and that is that. Now, for articulation, the head does 360 all the way around. There's no up or down movement. The arm does the 360. The elbow does a 90-degree bend at the elbow, and his arms can only go that wide. He's got no rotation at the waist. Again, the arm does 360. It goes out that high, 90-degree elbow and rotation. And the feet, he can kick high. He can kick back that far. And all the way for the split. And of course on a ball joint, so you can move his thigh. Well, let's see, 90-degree bend at the leg. And he's got no feet. And that's about it. And the only weapon he gets is his sword. So you could just put his sword in here. I'm always afraid I'm going to break this. There you go. And Hot Rod has the Sword of Primus, which was only in the comic books. And he's not that bad of a figure. Like I said, he's better than was pictured in the product images, but still not that bad. Now let's do some comparisons. That's why you always come to my channel. Okay, now for comparisons, we're going to bring in Core Class Optimus Prime. Whoops. Stand them up. Core Class Rat Trap, which the engineering in these guys was so much better than Hot Rod. Definitely more complex. And we're going to throw in Vertebrake right there. You know he's a Predacon. So there you got the Core Class. And then we're going to bring in Megatron. We're going to bring in especially Starscream. The engineering in Starscream is amazing. And then we're going to bring in Soundwave. So far. And here is the Legacy Iguanus. Now, these are two of the weapons that you get to combine to form one weapon. And while we're here, we're going to bring in Shockwave from the Bumblebee movie and the new Core Class Ravage. So now they're doing a lot with the Core Class figures. Then we're going to bring in some old collectibles of mine. Here is like a hard rubber PVC Hot Rod. We're going to bring in this little die-cast Hot Rod. And I think we're going to bring in Combiner Wars Rodimus. So let's see. This is the new Core Class replaced the old Legend size. And now we're going to bring in, we got Hot Rod Core Class. Now we're going to get G1 Hot Rod. We're going to do Titans Return Hot Rod. We're going to do Generations Hot Rod. So these are all forms of Hot Rod. We got to back out for this. And then we're going to bring in Cyberverse Hot Rod. We've got 86 Hot Rod. And we've got Commander Class Rodimus Prime. And that is... Oh, and we still got more Hot Rods to do. We've got... This we're going to zoom in for. We've got a Hot Rod from the Bumblebee movie. This is a remake of the Barricade figure. And we've got Legend size Hot Rod from Transformers The Last Knight. So I try to give you different comparisons on different figures out there. So I try to be different than any other reviewer. Now to transform out. Before I transform him, we're going to bring in his fellow Legacy Core Class, Iguanus. Now, Iguanus comes with this weapon, and Hot Rod comes with this weapon. Now, supposedly, you put the weapons together, and Skywarp comes with the final piece. But if you want, you could make it like he's got this like that, and so he could heed that weapon, the big sword, or if you want Iguanus to wield it, you can actually do it like that as a big gun. Or the only way Iguanus is going to do it is you can always put it, you know how some have that underneath the arm weapon like that, and then Iguanus could wield it. And when Skywarp comes, he will have his third weapon. That's one way for them to get you to buy all three. Alright, now we're going to transform this guy. So, first, what you want to do is you want to fold the arms up, and there's a peg right there that'll go into that hole. So you just pull this up, you fold that in, and now you've got that. Now you can just move this back, and for the legs, it tells you to split them at the knee like that. And while you do that, you can extend this. Now, what they want you to do now is we'll move this back, and you get these pieces in here. But to do that, you have to squeeze the legs together. So you got this tab here. You're going to slide it underneath here. and that side will lock in. Again, you got this tab to slide it underneath here, and that will lock in. And now what you can do is put these two things together. And I'm not really sure where they all combine. Let's see. These go together and up here. And I guess what you do is you just snap it in. Now, the directions tell you that there is supposed to be 2 tabs right there. Well, you know what? There are no 2 tabs right there. So the directions lie. So let's put this together, snap it down, and for the most part, there you have your hot rod car. And he's hot rod, of course. You've got reminiscent of the engine block, the flames on the hood. Of course, he's got a fake chest, kind of like the SS86. You got the chrome piping down the side of the car. You got the big red spoiler. Now the directions tell you, you got that hole right there to do this. But I don't like that. What you can do is put it like that. Now that to me looks a lot better. And he's more streamlined car with a knife attached. And that is it. Now, I wonder something. Let's get out some blast effects. I know this side is blast effect compatible. It's the same size. But there you go. So you can take a blast effect from one of your old Siege and Earthrise figures. And there is Hot Rod. Or, I guess you can always do this. And he's whoosh! But, alright. And that's it for Hot Rod. And he's a pretty cool car. I mean, he doesn't like to stay together. There is that gap right there. But no matter what you do, you can't get rid of it. And now let's do some vehicle mode comparison. First comparisons, we're going to do the core class. So we've got core class Optimus, core class Megatron. So that's how those guys are. And you can see the different sizes they are width-wise. We're going to bring in Starscream. Now, Starscream is very complicated. And here's the Bumblebee movie Shockwave. So from this guy to this guy, they took a big step back. But he's Hot Rod. And then we're going to bring in, let's see, Combiner Wars, Bumblebee, and Last Night. All little Hot Rod figures. We're going to bring in Iguanus, his, I guess, Wave Mate and Legacy. And that's how these guys compare. Now, Skywarp completes the trio for the new weapon. And then we're going to bring in G1. Like that. Then we'll bring in Generations. Yeah, let's do it like that. Hot Rod, G1, Generations. And then we bring in... Yeah, we'll bring it like that. And then we'll bring in Cyberverse. And then we'll put this guy in front. Then we'll bring in Titans Return. We'll bring in SS86. And we'll do Rodimus to complete the Hot Rod. And I like him. So there you have all of the Hot Rod modes. Even though this is a Rodimus Prime, he looks like Hot Rod. So he's not a bad little addition. Not at all. I kind of like him. He's, like I said, he's definitely have the high hopes, and he does disappoint. Because when you compare him to the complexities of the other figures, he's definitely lacking. And we'll just transform him back real quick. I guess with all the kibble on the leg, you know, they could have done a lot better. But we got a core class Hot Rod. The core class figures, they're really pushing lately. And they're going to come out with a whole new series. And we're also missing Daniel or Spike. I forget which one it is. But I guess that's it. So I know I got the Legacy. I've got the Kingdom Hot Rod. If you buy the Legacy Hot Rod, you'll get an instruction booklet like this. This came with Iguanas with a QR code. And you could scan that and you get all information on the computer. But for right now, this was the Kingdom Hot Rod. And there he is, Core Class Kingdom Hot Rod figure. All right, let's see. If you want to buy this guy through Amazon or another affiliate link, Big Bad Toy Store, check out in the descriptions below. Please subscribe to my channel. I think I have reviews on everything you see here except this guy. I'll do one eventually. Subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications. We do Transformers, we do superheroes, movie reviews, DVD unboxings, new toy sightings. Just check out my channel. I get over 900 videos. That helped me a lot. And as always, I guess Hot Rod saying, Autobots, transform and roll out. Hot Rod out. Till all are one. Till all are one.